Good day, everyone. This is Total Investor, and on this YouTube investment channel, what we do is that we look at stock market charts, including and also commodity charts. Although this week we're going to do something a little different. I just recently came across the Barron's magazine, this is going back to December 18th of 2023. So it's just a couple of weeks old, where they came out with their predictions of the top 10 stocks, or their favorite stocks, for the new year, being 2024. Okay, so there won't be any review of technicals in this particular video, but we'll just have a look as to what others in the media like, and maybe we'll look at them technically in the future. But for now, let's take a look at what Barron's thinks are some good stocks for this particular year. Before that, I'm going to look at their previous recommendations. These ones came out in December of 2022. Okay, so they are the 2023 predictions. They've got their top 10, and we'll go over them just very quickly here. The first one is Alcoa. AA is the stock symbol. Again, these are priced in mid-December. $42.72, and again, just a couple of weeks ago, that was valued at $29.90. So that fell 29.2%. Okay. Surprisingly, that was the only one of their top 10 picks that actually fell. Okay. Their next one, Alphabet, GOG, is a symbol, 90.86. That increased in value to 133.20, a nice profit of 46.6%. Amazon, AMZN, 87.86 is the price. That went up to 147.42, a nice profit of 67%. Next, Bank America, BAC, 31.70. That just edged up 33.94, an increase of 10.4%. Berkshire Hathaway, $454,620 per share. That's not a misprint. $549,760 was what it traded at in mid-December. So that was an increase of just under 21%. Comcast, CMCSA, $34.49. That increased to $44.64, 33% increase. Delta Airlines, DAL, $33.11 to $42.44, an increase of just under 29%. Madison Square Garden Sports, MSGS, $160.22. That edged up to $173.29, an increase of 8.2%. Medtronic, MDT, was priced at $76.72. That went up to $83.43, an increase of 12.5%. And finally, Toll Brothers, TOL, $50.55, and that soared, more than doubling, $105.18. That was an increase of 110.8%. Now, the average out of all those 10, again, this is keeping in mind that 10% goes into the portfolio, okay? So if you had a $100,000 portfolio, 10% into each of the 10 stocks. So they're equally weighted here. Okay. So that came out to 31% after 1 year. Not bad, but keep in mind, total return includes dividend reinvested. Okay. The S&P 500 did 24.5%. So there was they beat the S&P, which is actually pretty good because most fund managers don't even do that. Now, keep in mind, there is something that you do have to look at here, and the main thing is Toll Brothers. Why 110? They got really lucky on this one stock, 110%. So that really skews this number here of 31%. If this stock was not chosen and they only had the remaining 9, the average would have been something like, I think it was like 23%. So just a hair below the S&P. Okay. So will they repeat from, the nice win from last year to this year? It'll be interesting to see. What are those new stocks that they like for 2024? Well, let's take a look. These are the 10 stocks for 2024. Okay, again, dividends reinvested. So let's go through them one at a time. These are in alphabetical order. First one, Alibaba Group, BABEA, is a symbol, currently at 72.51, or at least this is as of December 18. Okay, there is going to be a price change on that. So it's 72.51. They're giving us earnings per share expectations, okay, because it's 2024, so it's the earnings estimates of $9.93 and a small dividend. Alphabet, Google, G-O-O-G-L at $131.94. That increased 49% as of last year. I'm not expecting that again this year, but it should, could very well do well again. Next year's earnings forecast, $6.62. No dividends. Barrick Gold, G-O-L-D, is the symbol. $17.65 is their price. Didn't do very well last year, only up 2.7%, and a small dividend of 2.3%. Earnings per share, 1.08, although who buys gold stocks based on their earnings, on their PEs and earnings? Very few. Berkshire Hathaway, BRK, the B stock, currently at, or at least it was at, 358.12. They're expecting earnings per share of 2030 and no dividend. BioNTech, BNTX, 103.95 is a stock price. That fell last year. Earnings per share forecast 217. No dividend yield. Chevron, CVX, 149.98 was a stock price that fell last year. They're expecting earnings per share of 14.02 and a decent dividend yield of 4.2%. Hertz Global Holdings, HTZ, 10.12, the recent price. That actually fell 34% last year. So they're hoping for some kind of a good turnaround. $1.18 is earnings per share forecast and no dividend yield. Madison Square Gardens Sports, MSGS, 173.29. That fell 5.5% last year. They're expecting $2 per share earnings on stocks. No dividend yield. PepsiCo, PEP, is a stock symbol, 168.25. That fell about 7% last year. Earnings forecast $8.15 and a decent dividend of 3%. U-Haul Holdings, UHAL, the B stock, 63.41. Earnings forecast of $4.50 and a small dividend yield of 0.3%. Okay. How well will these do? I don't know. I don't have the charts. I did not do the charts, but again, it's not the purpose of this particular video. Do what you want with this list. I will be updating them, hopefully quarterly. So if I've got time, I should do them like by the end of March, the end of June, and the end of October, and of course at year end, the end of this year, to see how they did versus the S&P 500. Okay, and of course keep in mind that they are not looking at technicals when they put out these top 10 stock picks. They usually use fundamentals. Okay, and that's why they have the the earnings per share, the dividend yield, and so on. Okay, so they got fundamental reasons to like these particular stocks going ahead. I look at technicals. I'm not saying that one has to be better than the other. They're just different. We can both make money, and nothing wrong with that. So this is, again, just to see how well they do. I brought this to your attention. You can do, you can pull up your own charts and see what they look like. And, we'll take it one step at a time. Every couple of months, we'll review them, see how they do, and we'll see what happens at the end of the year. So having said that, We'll leave it at that, and please subscribe to this channel. Just click on the subscribe button, and YouTube will send you a notice whenever a new video is posted. Please post a comment. That way I know what you want to see in the future, what you want to hear, any comments that you have, and a big thumbs up if you think that it's well deserved. So having said that, I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.